So my name's Sam Udak. I'm the development director here at Midway House. I'd like to welcome you all to our yarn cutting for Wrapped in Love 2018.
Yeah.
So first I'd like to thank our presenting sponsor, Applegate Consultants.
Yeah.
There we go. And 39 North for providing the beautiful maps you all have in your programs. Now, the maps are informative for tonight for your ability to locate the trees around town, but they're also part of a contest we're holding. We have a hashtag this year for Wrapped in Love. It's hashtag Wrapped Survivors in Love. And if you manage to locate and photograph each of the 36 trees we have listed on your map, post on social media, Instagram, Facebook, the whole 9 yards. If you've been able to post all 36 of them, you'll be entered in a contest to win tickets to our spring luncheon. And so without further ado, I'd like to bring up our presenting sponsor, Beth Applegate, to say a few words.
Thank you, Sam. So my name is Beth Applegate, and I'm here representing the Applegate Consulting Group. I have been working with organizations as a consultant for about 30 years in national and international women's rights organizations. And in 2010, I moved back to my hometown of Bloomington after being away for about 20 years to take care of my parents. And really, they are the people that instilled in me the importance and the value of community service. So I want to say today, like most of you are here, that I believe survivors. And I stand with Tarana Burke, who is the founder of the Me Too movement. I stand with Dr. Ford, and I believe that she was 100% sure that Brett Kavanaugh was the one that sexually abused her. And I stand with the countless courageous survivors who have continued to speak truth to power. I am honored today to support the amazing work of Midway House and the amazing artists, the volunteer artists who have created all of this beauty and all of this warmth and love for the survivors here in Bloomington, Indiana. So thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Chris Walls. I am from Bloomington and co-founder of 39 Degrees North. Our participation in the Wrapped in Love map really allowed us to one, give back to the community, and two, become more aware of the Midway House and their vision for our community. According to their vision statement, the Midway House envisions the following: a community where individuals live free from violence, a community characterized by equality across the gender spectrum and social and economic justice, a community which everyone's contribution is honored, a community where everyone is adequately fed, housed, educated, and employed, and lastly, a community that provides opportunities for meaningful participation, personal growth, and creative expression. Their vision has inspired 39 Degrees North to make an indefinite commitment to the sponsorship of the Wrapped in Love map, and furthermore, we'll be exploring other opportunities in which we can help support the Midway's House, their vision. Thank you. I'd just like to lastly just thank all of you for coming out and showing your support, and also to the Midway House for giving us this opportunity to serve them. Thanks again.
Thank you, Beth, and thank you, Chris, and thank you all for being here today for our yarn cutting presentation. As I have watched the sweaters go up this year, I've been absolutely amazed by the talent in this community of our fabric artists who created them. You'll see some of our returning favorites displayed, which include our angel sweater, our cookie sweater, and our Let Love Bloom sweater. I hope you'll enjoy seeing new sweaters that include a candy cane sweater, knitting nomad sweater, and a campus life sweater that was created by staff, faculty, and students at Ivy Tech. We're here as Midway House to recognize Domestic Violence Month. Our Wrapped in Love project is very close to my heart in so many ways. The most important thing to me is that these beautiful sweaters that stay up until March, they don't just bring warmth and cheer to our community, but they also bring awareness to those experiencing domestic violence. 1 out of 3 women and 1 out of 4 men will experience domestic violence at some point in their lifetime. For individuals who may be experiencing domestic violence and may not realize that there's help available, our crisis line number is affixed to every tree. For me, the value of that is immeasurable when we think about how many people will walk past these trees in the next few months. When we talk about awareness, I also have to point out that today, 117 individuals are wrapped in services by Middle Way House. By wrapped in services, I mean that 117 people are housed in our shelter and our transitional housing program, 2 safe locations, where not only are they receiving safe shelter, they're receiving self-identified services that they choose to help them as they move on in their life. Because of the support from this community, 45 adults and 72 children no longer are living in a home with domestic violence. We couldn't do this without you, our friends, our community. Since 1971, Middle Way House has been a vital part of the community, serving survivors and wrapping them in love. We do this work with the help of you, all of you. As sponsors, as donors, as volunteers, and just as caring citizens. We each bring something to the solution of ending domestic violence. We each are vital, but a small piece, a thread in the tapestry of the community. But together, when we are woven together, we are strong in our ability to help survivors, to serve, protect, and empower them. Thank you for helping us in our work. And thank you on behalf of 117 people wrapped in love today. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce our mayor. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here, Deborah. Thank you. Thank you for being here today. This has been a hard couple weeks watching things happening at the national level. Hard for survivors, hard for lots of us watching. I know Middle Way House wrestles and fights and deals with that every day. And we so appreciate that in our community. I also just want to note, I believe this community, I'm part of government. I see Isabel Piedmont Smith, a council member. We represent Bloomington, which is a community that is full of people, and I am one of them, who believe survivors. And we are here to support them and embrace them. And I want to just read, I won't read all of this, but let me just read a proclamation. Whereas established in 1971, Middle Way House has provided crisis intervention services and empowerment to thousands of survivors of domestic abuse, sexual violence, and human trafficking. And whereas this morning's announcement of the awarding of the 2018 Nobel Peace Prize to Nadia Murad, who survived sexual violence by the Islamic State, and Dr. Dennis Mukwege, a Congolese gynecological surgeon who has treated survivors of sexual violence, sends the resounding message that the global epidemic of sexual abuse must be addressed to achieve world peace. And whereas for the past 6 years, Middle Way House has launched Domestic Violence Awareness Month in downtown Bloomington with its annual Wrapped in Love display, and whereas all winter long, downtown trees are wrapped in sweaters, handmade by Bloomington residents and sponsored by community businesses and organizations whose contributions fund services to support survivors. And whereas the sweaters add a colorful and playful touch to our downtown, while also reminding survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault that our community wraps them in love, protection, and support. And whereas Middle Way House serves as a safe haven and a beacon of hope for survivors of sexual violence and an inspiration to all Bloomingtonians to be courageous and vigilant in our support of survivors. Now therefore, I, John Hamilton, Mayor of Bloomington, Indiana, do hereby proclaim October 5, 2018 as Wrapped in Love Day in Bloomington. Thank you.
We also really want to thank all our incredibly hardworking and creative tree artists. So they've done an amazing job, and we're so grateful for them. From the information they provided so far, it seems that most knitters have spent over 40 hours working on their sweaters, and some of them even over 100 hours, which is just incredible. So with each and every loving stitch, they've did their best to win community and business support for Middle Way House's empowering programs. We have 30 new tree sweater artists this year. Many of the sweaters you see on the trees were made by artists in years past. So here are the names of all the people we know. Mariana Roth, Peggy Brown, Danielle Bruce, Amber Celestine, the Director of Student Life and Support Services, and all the Ivy Tech students who helped make their sweater. Come on, Ivy Tech, yay! Yeah, there were so many of them. Catherine Devich, who's here already, yeah. Amy Easton, Elizabeth Fleming, Kathleen Gilbert, Marianne Jingles, Libby Gwynn, Vicky Haralovich, Barbara Kleindorfer. No, I'm going really fast. Mary Lowsetter, Ashley McCain, Carrie McKenna, Susie McLaughlin, Susie Owen, Sandy Purcell, Donna Storm, there's a lot, Anna Strout, Ashley Sullivan, Sandra Tracy, Donna Yates, and the rest of the Knitting Nomads were amazing. Yvonne Whitman, Amberly Zeeb, and Mary Young. And thank you all to our wonderful artists. And we really want to thank those volunteers who helped hang the sweaters as well. Marla Bitzer, Ann and Ari White, and Ashley McCain. And finally, a very, very, very special thanks to Catherine Devich for going above and beyond the call of duty to be chief hanger, signage affixer, yarn guru, and invaluable assistant to all of us. We couldn't have done it without you. So, Deborah, thank you.
On behalf of all survivors, our thoughts are with you, and we want them all to know that we believe them, we support them, and this is in honor of them. Thank you. Okay.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.